let's get right into it. This officially is the first episode of the Let It All Out podcast. And like I told y'all, we're going to be covering everything from top to bottom. I want to start with the topic of the young man that lost his life by the hands of a cop up in Price Hill, right here in the city of Cincinnati. Here, just because the topic's so sensitive, real family members that have lost their life behind it, I'm not going to state any names. I'm going to keep all names out of it. The names of the cops, names of the dad. I'll just be making reference to what basically happened to the person, which is the young man that passed away through the hands of a cop. The cop himself that killed the young man, in my opinion. And not only that, the dad that they allegedly said sucked revenge. And also the deputy that the dad allegedly sought out revenge against. So first I want to start out by saying rest in peace to both the cop and the young man. Me personally, I never play about death. I feel like, especially at the hands of somebody else, if it's God's will, then it's God's will. But the hands of somebody else is basically you taking a life. So anytime there's something of someone taking somebody else's life, I never try to play about that. So we're gonna say RP to the cop as well as the young man. We're gonna start from the beginning, which I'm gonna just give here and give my side of it. Nothing that I'm saying is official. Nothing that I'm saying. Some things could not be facts. I'm not tied into the case. I didn't look at any public paperwork of the case. I'm just going off he say, she say, a surrounding of what I heard through my sources. Anything I say on this platform will be what I heard through my sources. I never want to get mixed up with anybody trying to say this is official because I said it. Hey, people lie every day. I'm not saying I'm sitting up here and lying. I'm saying my source could have lied to me and I believe them. That don't mean you go off and believe them. I'm going to just tell y'all my side. So my side is I don't remember if it was late or early, but I remember just me getting up, getting on Facebook, hearing about a young man dying. I hear about the young man dying, then I hear it was a cop involved shooting. Fast forward, comes out, the cop said a car was stolen, which I end up finding out that the car wasn't actually stolen. It was reported stolen because a payment wasn't made on the car, but that has nothing to do with the what happened. So we're gonna just say the car was stolen. So the car was stolen, and from the car being stolen, cops get a report. Little kids back here in the stolen car, they go to the report. From the body cam footage I seen, I see the cop see the car run past the car. Another cop sees the young man fall. He say he has a gun. I guess the young man go to reach for the gun. Right then and there, in my opinion, I'm stating this off my opinion. From there, in my opinion, if the cop felt threatened, the cop could have shot there. But let's just fast forward to what actually happened and we'll keep it moving. So, in my opinion, like I said, the cop already seen the gun. The other cop said, clear as day on his body cam, he has a gun. The cop eventually runs around the trash can. The young man runs through the trash can. As the young man runs through the trash can, the cop says the young man point the gun at him. Due to the body cam footage, I done slowed it down. I done try to see it just from the regular angle. I never seen the young man point the gun. Personally, I never seen the young man point the gun at the officer. The officer said that he felt threatened and that the young man pointed the gun at him, but I never personally seen the young man pointed the gun. Granted, I can say the first time I watched the clip, it was blurry, but when you slow the clip down, you can clear as day and see the young man's just running by how the cop shot at the angle the cop shot at. I don't even think it was enough time for the kid to even pick the gun up to shoot because by the time the kid gathered himself from the ground, he was already stumbling until in between the trash cans. So as he's gathering himself and the cops knowing and stating he got a gun from before he even went around the trash can, I'm looking at the angle of the camera and I'm clearly seeing that the cop is already ready for action. Like in the cop world, in the cop field, what we got to start understanding as regular civil people is that these cops don't have to go to college to get these jobs. These cops don't have to pass a law abiding test. Like these cops are regular people like you and me that decided, hey, I want to become a cop. So a lot of things that goes on, they just mostly moving off training. And cops before them never went to college or anything to, so they're just moving off training. So at the end of the day, all I'm trying to get to is that a lot of times that these cops are wrong, they get, I want to say immunity. I can say immunity because of their duty and how their job is viewed. And that's what this podcast is going to be used for, because now we got a platform where we can really start pushing back on giving different types of images and different types of relationships, not just relationships, just situations that we have with cops too. Like it's not all bad, it's not all good, but I just want to state that y'all got to understand that these cops are just regular people. They didn't pass a law test. They didn't go to school for years and years. They just went, took a test, took a fitness test, passed that, and put them out on the streets. Training, put them out on the streets. So, with that being said, a lot of times in my head, I never been a cop, but in my mind, I'd have dealt with cops a lot of my life. When certain type action type things happen like that not normally happening throughout the day, I feel the cop was eager. And as he was eager, he reacted off the eagerness, probably not with the intent to kill, but just with the intent to more so take action to the job. If that's the best way I can put it. The cop was ready to take action to the job, and that don't make it right. That's the biggest problem I have with it. That just because you work this job and you definitely made a mistake, that don't make this job should be able to protect you. That don't mean that in my eyes. That's just in my eyes. You work this technical job that fear for your life. Firefighters, ambulance, police officers, whatever you do, you fearing for your life. It's only one out of all those professions that get the right to kill another human being. But at the same breath, in the same token, you are allowed to defend yourself on this earth. You are allowed to push back if somebody's trying to more so invade your area. And I'm just basically just saying all this to give everybody a full scope of the scale, and not just giving y'all a one-sided scale of just this cop was wrong. I'm trying to more so give y'all an understanding of the full scale of his whole mindset of thinking, of what he was probably thinking prior before or situations before. Because it happened in Price Hill. I done dealt with Price Hill cops a lot, which we're going to get into that. But just this particular day, all I'm saying is that cop, to me, in my opinion, from the videos, from everything that just came out that I didn't more so did my own research on, personally, that cop was more so ready for action than actually seeing the scenario that was going on. I feel the point of the gun and felt threatened was just due to the gun that was on the scene. Period, point blank. That's just how I feel. Because if the kid, they was in a stolen car. The crime at most was Grand Theft Auto and you getting locked up with a gun. The kid had no reason to point a gun at no cop. Like no reason at all. The kid really had no reason to run, and that's what this platform is going to be used for, because if we start teaching our kids on how to deal with cops, then things like this can be avoided because they didn't have to run. You see what I'm saying? So it's like what we're accustomed to believe and what we see every day, and it go hand in hand with cops too, because cops in our mind was meant to serve and protect, but none of us feel served and protect when a cop pull up. When a cop pull up, we feel we in trouble even if we didn't do anything. That's our whole community. That's not just one person. That's our whole community. Even if we didn't do absolutely nothing, if a cop pull up, we will still sit there and wonder, like, dang, what's going on? So if the job is meant to serve and protect, then that's not the feeling you get when they pull up. Because when a firefighter pull up, I don't feel no reason to need to do nothing, hide, nothing. When the ambulance pull up, and what is their job titles? When they pull up, I feel exactly about them as their job title that I was told. But when a cop pull up, I don't feel protected. This is just me personally. And I know other people feel this way too. And that's probably why they ran. That's why I'm sitting here stating that, because that's probably why all four of them ran. Because when a cop pull up, it's too many times in our community where we don't feel protected. So we're going to fast forward into the dad situation, which I got kids myself. And I'm just more so, I don't want to speak too much inside his situation or try to give somebody my angle, my viewership of it, because his case open. But inside the dad situation, for the people that don't know, I guess a day later, 24 hours later, the dad was supposed to be riding through Clifton or something. It was a crossing guard, retired cop, sheriff, was right there doing the crossing duties. I guess he was supposed to ran the car into the crossing duty cop, end up killing the crossing duty cop after looking at a video of his child. We gonna start there. First off, I don't know who stated after looking at the video of his child. This is what I want to go into on speaking on the dad. The dad was the first time I actually got to see something happen firsthand, and then the media twist it into their own image. And then it's like, here, this is what it's put out as, which I always heard this. I always heard it. Like, yeah, the media switch it out and make it seem like this. But like, this is like the first thing I seen that happen from event in my lifetime. And then from real life, it hit in the media. And from the media, it's like, okay, let me give y'all an example. So when it first happened, the man was supposed to have been dead. We had statuses saying basically, an old lady was in the front seat, things like that, was in the driver's seat, was driving the car, she was passed out or something like that. Blase skip. Then, as we fast forward, it was like he went to court. His family members are clearly in the back, behind the glass, behind the officers. When I first watch it live, you can clearly see he's talking to his family. Yeah, his family, they throwing up their hands, all that, clearly. But when I seen it from live and hit the media on the same local 12 WBCO page, the same Channel 5 NBC page, the same pages, like the same news documents, the side pages, all start saying, man who killed sheriff mocked sheriffs at his court date. It all went into him mocking the cops when it's clearly evident that Look, my family right behind y'all. So it's like it start to look so like okay, out the getish. And like I said, I didn't deal with jail. I did 5 years in jail myself, which we gonna get into all that. But all I'm saying is dealing with sheriffs after killing the sheriff, I'ma really, 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 really pray for him and hope God really by his side. But just on the situation in itself, I'ma just start with this. Would I would have did it? Probably not that way. If I was gonna get a cop, I'm probably going to get the one when I find out who killed my son. Or shit, I'm gonna go get your son. You see what I'm saying? But would have did it that way? Do I understand what he did? Yes, too. I understand it because we're gonna get into all this. Emotions is a big thing. Emotions will make you do so many things that you ain't thought you would do. Any type of emotion, especially anger. Anger clouds thoughts, cloud everything, even cloud memory. When you mad, you I know y'all done had that fight and y'all done blacked out. Y'all ain't even remember. Anger will cloud memory. Like, so a lot of people don't understand just the naturalism of a human body. So we don't understand until it happens. I should say we never understand it till it happened, and then when it happened, we start trying to figure out why. Instead of being able to see a person, seeing them right there for exactly who they is, and forget the why. Help right now. Let's get to it right now. Let's talk about it right now before the why. But we so busy, so caught up in our own life, which that's a whole nother subject. But it's like, let's stay on topic with him. To me personally, I want to kill a random sheriff. A random person dying is never good. That's like shooting from across the street. And like, shit, well, I killed little Bobby Ray. And they like, shit, Bobby Ray was my little cousin. He ain't had nothing to do with nothing. See what I'm saying? That don't never sit well with me. Murder, any type murder never sit well with me. But an innocent murder never sit well with me. That don't, it is not points in my book. That's why when all that happened, yeah, I see what's going on, but I'm not standing by that part. I must stand by the son part because I feel the son was murdered. I feel like the son was murdered. And not just that, I'm not saying the dad was justified, but the emotions behind it was justified, not the action behind the emotion. That's what I'm going to say. Not the action behind the emotion, because all this that's been going on inside this community, inside our community, not even just that, just the black community, we never get pushback. Only thing we do is this, like what I'm doing right now. It's another prime example. All we get to do is this. And that's why I'm trying to use this platform to bring it all together. Because the more it come together, the more we can report to one spot. And when we start reporting to one spot, we can avoid things like this. Things like this can get avoided. And that's why I want everybody to always understand that regardless of whatever happened in this world, you got to think. You got to be knowledgeable. Start reading, because reading is going to be the best way for you to understand it. Not nobody else telling you. Somebody else telling you is you only going to receive it the way they told you. Reading it, you're going to be able to get every single angle from it. So all I'm saying is the dad shouts out to you, but the action behind the emotion, to me personally, was not seen fit. Personally, it was not seen fit. The action behind the emotion was not seen fit because you killed an innocent guy that had nothing to do with nothing, that had a family himself. Now, I heard so many stories behind the cop that died that I'm not going to sit here and even bring up, but none of that makes right to whatever happened that he was murdered. Murder is never okay. Murder is never okay. In my eyes, murder is never okay. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. My honest opinion, from everything I seen, that little boy was murdered. That little boy was murdered. I can't say it no other way. That little boy was murdered. He was the cause of a natural cop incident that's just ready to work, ready to go. And that caused a chain reaction, which that in life, everything has a chain reaction. Everything. That's my brain telling my hands what to do and my hands doing it. That's a chain reaction. That's me looking at one of these buttons and I hit one of these buttons. That's a chain reaction. See what I'm saying? Everything in this world got a chain reaction. Newton's first law. You see what I'm saying? We learned this in school. Everything has a chain reaction to it. And that first cop started the reaction. And I can't even say it started with that first cop. It started with, first and foremost, that cop not being educated and the kids not being educated as well. Because at the end of the day, I say with the cop, because that's a strong statement. So I'm going to clarify myself on that. I say with the cop not being educated, because if the cop was more educated just on our community, just on the substance of the community he was in, just the substance of the job he's doing, he would have been able to be more lenient and available to the situation of understanding what's going on instead of hearing guns, saying gun. Oh, he got a gun. He pointed it. See what I'm saying? And I say the kids educated, because if the kids know law, if they know for a fact what they can do, this is an open carry state. Now, mind you, I don't know how old you got to be to openly carry a gun, but this is an open carry state. You long as you ain't got felonies, you allowed to have a gun on you. Y'all know this car probably is really not stolen. I can't say the facts on that, but y'all will know how to deal with the police officers. Y'all know how to deal with cops to the point where no matter if they're called on you, no matter if you're just having an encounter with them just regularly in life, education and reading is the key to both sides. So education would have stopped both sides from reacting the way they reacted. Secondly, with the sheriff deputy that passed for no reason and the dad, I'm sorry, but that was not a great decision. It was not the great decision to just kill an innocent man. If anything, you should have went after that cop that got your son. If anything, you should have went after the cop that got your son. Or if you wanted somebody innocent, go after his child like they came after yours. Or his family members like they came after yours. That's just my opinion. That's how I'm viewing it if you're seeking revenge. But killing an innocent cop of a father of 5, that wasn't the way out. That's allegedly if you did it, because I've been hearing stories about how you didn't do it. It was somebody else up in the car. And like I said, I also know they switched the story in the media at least 2 or 3 times. So that's if you did that. So I'm not going to sit up here and say you did that. That was wrong. That's if you did that. If you did that, that wasn't the move at all. The real move should have been, okay, let's go get justice for my son. Let me find a way to bring everybody together, because love always going to win. Let me find a way to bring everybody together, just like they came together behind your case, supporting you. Let me find a way, a nice way to bring everybody together. Once we bring everybody together, we're going to go get justice for my son. And you can be out here, that cop can still live in his life. And we could have brought the consequences to the cop that deserved it, and not the cop that was directing traffic. I'm going to say that again. If you could have went about it a different way, and we could have all came together as a community, how they came together to start supporting you while you was in there after the decision, us as a community could have came together and brought justice on the cop that was wrong in the case, that's out here living free, than the cop that had nothing to do with it, that's gone away from his family, that really loved him dearly. So, like I said, in my opinion, everything I just stated here is personal opinions. But in my opinion, everything in life moves on one band. We got to stop thinking that just because we're these certain people, or we was born, or we went through this situation, that we can change how life works. Life work one way. You either gonna get with it or you're gonna go against it and keep wondering, dang, why this keep happening to me? Because you keep going against what's already proven to work and what's already set here. Money and power, respect, all go hand in hand. It all go hand in hand. So when you can start thinking about, when you're ready to start thinking about changing something, changing the world, changing anything, you got to start changing yourself first. Change yourself first. Educate yourself first. Get good at things. Start teaching others. Teach others how to get good at things. And once you set yourself up to a point where you know for a fact that everything around you move off your band, off your march, off your movement, then you can start going out into the world and trying to set that. Because this situation right here, it only took education. I promise you, this situation right here only took education from both sides, from all parties. Only one man that didn't really know what was going on was the cop. To be honest, that's it. Everybody else had a say so in it. And I feel bad for the kid family because all he was doing was out being a kid. Y'all keep saying gun, 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 gun. Everybody got guns on them. It's an open carry state. Everybody got guns on them. Y'all see this type world we live in. You can't even get into an argument. So I don't blame that he's 18, young kid, black. A lot of y'all don't know what it means to be a young black man at 18. I mean, a young black male at 18, I was him before. And I did 5 years, 18 to 23. So I understand it. So I'm not going to say, yeah, don't carry no gun. Why? Why say that? Then what? We hooping right here. We get into a hoop argument. And yeah, you got your gun. And only thing can prevent you from shooting me is that if I had a gun. See what I'm saying? So it's a different world. We're all living in different brackets to tell people, hey, this is how you can be doing. This is what you shouldn't be doing. This is what you should be doing. So in my final words, I'm going to state out with this. Let's start by just educating everybody around us on that racial things are real, but racial things are a mindset. It's all the mindset. Let's start educating everybody around us on not just ourselves and who we are as people, but who people are out here in the world as people. Let's start finding a way to embrace each other for our thought pattern, even if our thought pattern is different from each other's. Let's just start finding a way to really bring it all together. So when we bring it all together, we can just point it in one direction and find out what's one common goal that we all can come together and bound out, which basically what I'm stating for the dad. It's that one common goal, and that was justice for your son, which a lot of people I know for a fact would have got behind, because a lot of people got behind you for going to seek your own justice for your son. And that's why I really wanted to put this platform together. I really wanted to make sure this platform was the platform that we can really use, really can be like, okay, this is what I want to say. This is what I got to say. And regardless of what you say, how you feel, whether it's against everybody that ever been here, that's what we doing. That's what we doing. It's that platform where we going to get it in, and we going to really make sure that anybody that come here comfortable, we straight, and we're going to make sure that we having a ball. So like I said, I don't care about none of the extras. I said what I said. And anytime anybody want to come on, we going to let y'all come on. And this is the official first episode of the Let It All Out podcast. And y'all know I had to let it all out.